I'm the type of person though, like I don't care where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll come in if I feel like it's that we're down to work and it's beneficial. I'll go anywhere and work. So I'll just go up and down studios, whether it's north, east, south, west. I'll just go there, make beats, and then just make a vibe basically from there. That's how I originally did it.
Welcome to Producer Spot UK, episode 3, season 2.
Yeah.
Today we have AV with us. How are you, AV?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice for having me as well.
No, thanks
Appreciate
to
you.
you. Thanks for coming. Yeah. So I'm excited to get to know you because, well, basically I hear your music. I follow you on Instagram. I see like how you do. I see a couple of interviews and shows that you did before.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, why not? And yeah, like you wanna introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's AVtheproducer. I've been producing for a number of years. I'm from Southwest London, and I'm mainly known for drill beats, but I'm versatile, so I do like multi genres and stuff like that.
Okay.
I also do A&R and on the side and stuff like that.
What type of like like well artists? I
Um,
mean like music.
yeah, it's more for like it's more on like artists but mainly I do with producers as well.
Okay.
Because obviously I'm a producer myself, so
Yeah.
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, that's like a side thing that you're doing.
Yeah, that's something I do on the side. So like, I do a wide range of stuff outside. So
That's really cool.
yeah, producing's the main thing though.
Mm-hmm.
More time.
Yeah, but it's always good to have something in the side.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad you're doing that. You know, because some people like, especially upcoming producers or upcoming artists, like they don't know where to go. So if they had someone like you, I think that is
Yeah.
actually cool. Yeah,
No, I
man.
think it makes sense. I feel like I don't know. A lot of people like I'm a mad guy when it comes to like planning. So like I will go through stuff in my head. Like
Mhm.
even if it's like 5 years ahead or 10 years ahead, I'll plan it in my head already. And I already know that after I like produce for a lot of artists, like there's gonna get to an age where you can't do as much
Yeah.
as you can do anymore.
Yeah.
So I might as well start from now
Yeah.
and build myself up from now. So then when I leave, I don't have to build myself to do it. I can just go out and continue doing what I'm doing.
Cause that's the thing. Like people think they like just like producing, like you're just gonna get the views and the money, and it's not just like that.
Yeah.
You have to actually like build your brand. We always talk about it here about building your brand, be persistent, like socialize.
Yeah.
So I think that's good that you have your own AR thing and you're doing it actually.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you like how did you start producing and how long you been producing?
Cool. I've been producing for 6 years now. Yeah, 6 years now, and I started producing through a friend. He basically, I've always been a computer guy,
Mm-hmm.
so I've always been on computers. I've always like done stuff like with software and stuff like that. And then one day my friend was just like to me, yeah, he wants FL Studio, but obviously I didn't know where it was.
Mm-hmm.
So then at the time I just got it, and then from there, obviously I just had FL on my computer, so I didn't really know where it was. So obviously I kept, but these times obviously I was an artist before.
Okay.
To make it clear in it, I was making music before.
Okay, what was you rapping?
Yeah, I was rapping.
Okay.
So obviously now, when I just got FL and I worked out, this is how people making beats. Yeah, I was
Mhm.
like, cool. I'm gonna see what it's saying. So I just started working on it, and then after a while, I met up with people that could show me how to actually make beats in it. So then from there, they showed me how to make like one beat and showed me how to like export it and everything
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So then from there, I just went on my own thing basically.
Like
So
teach yourself how to,
yeah, but I would say a lot of times I got taught by the people that were around me. There weren't a lot of people around me that were making beats, but
Mhm.
when they were around me, I was taking in everything they were saying, and then from there I would go and just make my own beats. So it was really like that from early, because I would say I always say it like to younger producers that are out here now, that I'm like to them, they have more like opportunities than we did before, because
Definitely.
Like even for us to learn how to make beats, you can go on YouTube and just learn how to make beats now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just normal.
Yeah.
And like if you're really good at like playing the piano, like you're gonna just get the gist of making beats.
Yeah.
But then there weren't no like tutorial about how to make this type of beat or how to make a drill beat,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
UK drill beat or something. There weren't nothing. So it was just like you just did whatever you did.
Mm-hmm.
And if you saw someone and you saw what they did, then you just take it from there and
Yeah.
do your own thing around it. Like so yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like, to be honest, like nowadays, yeah, it's kind of like easier, but still you have to still put in the work, you know.
No, you still have to put in the work, but for you to learn the foundations,
Yeah,
it's easy.
you can just see it anywhere, like nowadays.
Mm.
So I see that you collaborate with a lot of producers, like Gotcha, the producer, Ghosty,
Yeah.
Extend, you
Yeah.
know, and like how you guys like, you know, meet each other, like get to know each other.
I don't know. A lot of people just meet each other from like, cool. Gotti, I met him because through my old manager. Shout out Selector YB. He was my old manager, and in the same building, that's where everybody that most brigade people were. So at that time, there was Gotti, MK, Sapphire, and Mika, and a couple other people. They just had their studio there, so the same place that I was going to all the time. So then after a while, I just got to know them a bit more
Okay.
and stuff like that. So I met them through basically like management and people like Ghosty and X10. I just met them like organically. Like Ghosty, we've been since like a while back, like 18.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've known for a long time. So and it's just been a thing where everybody's doing their thing and some people they go off and do that thing, they go and do that thing, but obviously
Yeah.
we're still cool. So it's always love, basically.
Yeah, this is what I love, like, of the producers, cause like artists, for example, they like beef like from area to area, but when it comes to producers, like there's no that, you know. You just love, like, it's just like collaborate. It's just like sharing knowledge. I love that, you know.
I would like to say it's always like that. Obviously, it's not always like that, but most of the time it's like that.
No, but when it comes to producing, like, you have to collaborate and you have to socialize. You can't just be close and be like, oh, this one is from South. No, I'm not gonna do nothing with him. Or this is from North. Nah, you know.
Yeah, but
So,
some people are still like that. Obviously, you got to remember, people are people.
yeah.
As much as we can say our producers, they collaborate a lot, but people are people. So if you find someone that you're not fond of, or some people might find that someone they're not fond of, so they just don't want to collab with them.
Yeah.
It's just simple as like, but the game's the game. It's art at the end of the day. So people always are gonna choose who they want to share their art with, because I feel like as much as collaborating is good, it's also important to know who to collaborate with and who you get me at the same time. So it's like you gotta work out like what's best for you and everyone else. But I always recommend. I enjoy collaborating with anyone and everybody. Like if I feel like the person's good and I feel like we should make some good stuff, of course I'm gonna collaborate with them no matter who they are.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people I collaborated with. For example, when I started making beats, there was a lot of people that didn't even show their face on socials. So it's like I was collaborating with them for a number of years, and then obviously because times change and stuff, they go off and do their little things.
Yeah.
But then when I actually meet up with them, I don't even know what they look like, and then they're like, "Oh, AV." Then I'm like, "Oh, swear this is really you." Then they're like, "Yeah," like so. So
Yeah.
some people don't just show themselves to be like, "Oh yeah, that's me."
Yeah.
And then from there, so it's always different.
Okay. Yeah. I still think that, like, overall, like, producers are more together, you know, than artists. Like, so I wanted to ask you, like, what is like the best way for you to promote your beats?
What in me myself?
Yeah. Like, how do you promote them, or how do you start it? Like, when you started, how was you promoting like your
When
beats?
I started, I wasn't really promoting them. Like it was a thing where what I used to do, when I was in school, I used to just make beats in school. So I used to make beats in school. I would make my friends listen to them. Obviously, my friends still did music.
Mm-hmm.
So I would make my friends listen to the beat. If they don't like the beat, they don't like the beat. If they feel the beat, they feel the beat. Like, none of them really jumped on my beats anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, and then obviously over time, I just ended up working with artists via like SoundCloud. So I used to upload my beats on SoundCloud.
Okay.
So like people on SoundCloud would message me and be like, oh yeah, I want to use this beat, or I want to buy this beat. And then I had like one guy called Cadswoods. He's an artist. He just invited me for a session. So I just made the beat for him, and then obviously he just paid me, and then from there I realized, oh, is this how we can make beats? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, is this all I gotta do? I just gotta go about and cooking up. So from there, I'm the type of person though, like I don't care where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll come in if I feel like it's that we're down to work and it's beneficial. I'll go anywhere and work. So I'll just go up and down studios, whether it's north, east, south, west. I'll just go there, make beats, and then just make a vibe basically from there. That's how I originally did it. So obviously over time, I feel like when you're working with certain like big artists and stuff, you can't just pull up. Do you
Yeah.
get me? Like, cause I always say it to people, like, when you have the chance to pull up, just pull up. Cause there's gonna be a time where you can't pull up no more. I can't, like, I'm at the stage where I can't just pull up on like big artists. I can't just be like, oh cool, I'm gonna go to Heady One studio and pull up on Heady One, cause it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you have to kind of like think about it more strategically. And obviously now that we got like labels involved and stuff, you always have to, more than likely, have to go through a third party, through someone's manager,
Yeah.
through an A&R, through another artist that artist is with, or they like take care of their stuff as well.
So, like as an A&R, you basically like what do you handle like the business side of everything, or when it comes like
Yeah. I get what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
being an A&R,
Yeah.
yeah, that make you like learn more about the business side of the industry.
Yeah.
So obviously it works for you also at the same time.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to apply that to your brand, to yourself?
By being an A&R and realizing that relationships is everything. Like, you could be the best producer out here, but if you ain't got relationships,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna happen for you. And if you don't have like the business principles established first, then no one's gonna want to work with you if you don't have them established at first. So I'd say that's the biggest thing I've learned. And I've learned that just because an artist thinks your beat's good doesn't mean that he's gonna jump on it.
Yeah.
Because there's always, like, for example, there can always be someone that you think that's worse than you.
Mm-hmm.
However, because they have that relationship with that artist is just always gonna jump on their beat, and that's just how the game is. And you just have to come to terms with it. It's always about, and that's where it stems to, from relationships.
Yeah.
So I would say that once you have established a relationship, even as once you establish a relationship with an artist, he knows that the stuff that you're gonna bring him is not gonna be like crap,
Yeah.
or it's not gonna be low quality. It's gonna be a good quality because you know what he wants and he knows what he expects. So from there, that's how you apply yourself there. And then obviously, because I'm an A&R producer, everybody always asks me the same question.
Mm-hmm.
They ask me, oh, since you're sending out beats for this guy, why don't you just send your beats to this artist? And I'm like, no, that's corny, bro. That's corny.
Yeah.
I'm doing a service. The way I see it, yeah, I see it business terms. If you're the artist and I'm the A&R, you're my client.
Mm-hmm.
My client goes for the best interest.
Yeah.
If I put my beats in your stuff and you haven't asked for it, that's not
Mhm.
out of your best interest.
No.
So then it's not gonna be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's just gonna see what you're trying to do. You're trying to just work with him specifically and act like you're trying to A&R when you're not really trying to A&R.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
A&R is when you have a scenario where, let's say he has a beat and it's your beat. However, you find a beat that's better than your own beat,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell him change the beat.
Okay.
You tell him change the beat. It's gonna be better on this song, and he's gonna be like, oh, but it's your beat. I don't care. Change the beat. Stuff like that. Behind the scenes, when you're talking to them and you're like, listen, I don't think this verse is good. I think you should change it, or leave that verse blank, and we should get someone on it. We get this person on it, and it makes more sense. You do what's best for the client. You don't do what's best for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. So are you signed or have you been signed?
In terms of
Record label.
Nah, I'm not signed to the record label. I got management, but I'm not signed to the record label.
So if like you can handle your own business, no? So what's the manager doing then?
What? Because what my managers do.
Yeah.
My managers, I'm shouting my managers. My managers do the back end stuff, like the chasing up. I can't do chasing up.
Okay.
If I'm doing like so much stuff at the same time. So that's what they do. Shout out I got a whole team when you think about it. I got my my person that does my royalties. Obviously I got consultant, shout out Shawnee. She helps me a lot with my stuff. Then obviously I got my managers and stuff. But like the way I get managed is different from other producers, I feel like. Like I tell my my managers, like, you don't have to, there's certain things you don't have to do because I've already got it clued up.
Yeah.
So I just leave them and let them do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tell them what I need from them in terms of like chasing up certain people or doing stuff like that. Because I feel like as a producer, you got to make sure that you do most of your stuff yourself. Because even if I can even like say I want someone to do something, but that doesn't mean that they're going to do it with the same haste that you're going to do it with.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll rather leave out the more important stuff to me, and then like let's say we're getting contracts done and we have to get lawyers in and stuff, I'll leave that to my managers and stuff like that. But obviously I'll still want to be in the loop about it because I want to know it. I want to know every exact step that's going on in that process, particularly with like royalties as well. I want to know what steps going out, so then when I get to a stage where I feel comfortable enough, I can just be like, cool, I can do this for myself, or I could just make a team saying that I need, okay, now that I know what I need and I know what I have now, I can just get extra people in or whatnot.
Yeah.
Because I feel like producing, a lot of people think, oh yeah, there's one person behind the producer. No, there's a whole team. Like there's a whole team of people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of producers, they got people behind them that in marketing, showing them how to brand themselves. Like people showing them to do this, do that. You shouldn't post this on your page. This for the big producers. But obviously, like a producer like me, like I wouldn't have as much as people in my ear saying I should do this and do that. So I just do whatever I do, what makes sense and feels right at the time.
Yeah, good. You know what you're doing anyway. So and you know what's best for you. So yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah.
So like what do you think like the producer community in the UK needs? Like what is missing? Like
I don't know what's missing, you know, because I feel like there's a lot of positive things going on. We got so much positive things going on. Maybe I would say, I wouldn't say it's the producers, you know. I think it's just the industry in general. Because you got to remember the producers. If you're a producer and you're actual like producer, you're basically catering for the client. So whatever the client's got wants, you're gonna give it to them. So let's say you're from South London and you're a producer and you have sessions. If the only sessions that you have is drill and the only people that they're giving you is drill, then that's all you're getting.
Yeah.
You can't change that. That's just the culture. And I feel like that's another important thing. Like producers can change the soundscape, but we can't change the culture. The culture has to change itself for us to help and dictate what's going on. For example, I had a lot of people ask me like a couple of days ago, they want more trap producers in the UK, but I'm like, there's already trap producers. Then they're like, cool, they want trap artists. And I'm like, we have trap wave artists, like we got the M Hunchers, we got the Young Ads, we got the Kilo Drugs, but we don't actually have trap artists. Like we don't have Gucci's, we don't have stuff like that. But that's mainly to do with the culture. Yeah, it's a culture issue. We don't have strip clubs here. Yeah, we don't have like mad like houses, trap houses. We're not in Atlanta. Do you get me? So it's a whole different culture. Yeah. If we're talking about UK drill, that's a whole culture, because that whole culture of stuff like people would say, it's negative, but stuff like knives, tracksuits, hoodies, London, balaclava, that's London to the T. Yeah. Like that's London to the T, and that's our culture. So it makes more sense that people doing UK drill, because that's our inherent culture. It's basically, I always say that as well. drill culture is just a follow up of grime, because it's the same thing that people wear, the same thing that people talk. It's just slang. They just added a bit of new words onto it, but it's just a shift of culture. For us to have like more trap artists in the UK and stuff like that, we'd have to cater for it with the culture.
Yeah.
If the culture don't cater for it, then we ain't gonna have it. And there's only a couple people I'd say that even can like look like they're part of, like, I would say, for example, I said to someone a couple of days ago, who do you think can basically like stand toe to toe with people like Gucci Mane, Moneybagg Yo in the same building, and you don't feel like they're uncomfortably? The only person I could say is Fredo. If you saw Fredo in a room with Gucci, you'd say he's supposed to be there.
I feel like, what about CBs?
CBiz. Yeah, everyone said that as well. Someone said CBiz as well. Yeah, I agree. But it's like, that's what I'm saying. There's only a handful.
Yeah.
There's only one handful.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's only a handful of certain people you say, oh look, or Blade Brown.
Oh, Blade, yeah.
Yeah, you get me. People like that. You see them. You see them in a room with them type of people. You'll be like, yeah, that's where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah, I feel like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like, drill is good. It's a whole, culture also. But I feel like it just gets limited. You know what I mean? Like, this R&B artists, they just there putting music out, and people is not actually listening to it. You know what I mean? So I feel like as an industry, everybody has to put their part, like, and make other genres like pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes the consumers don't know what they want, because even that conversation with R&B, do they actually want UK R&B or do they want US R&B? That's the real question. Do you want that old school R&B from the US, or do you want that UK one? Because we barely had any like major UK R&B artists. It was more like we always looked at the US for R&B.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's time to start supporting, like, because most of the, let's say in America, like, you'll see the rapper collaborating with the R&B artist. You know what I mean? Here, it's just like we don't see that. Like, it's the man with the man, the woman with the woman, and it's just like, come on. The best songs that we grew up with is a woman and a man rapping, like, collaborating together. So I think that needs to be a little bit more boost. Have you had any bad experience, like, collaborating with someone, like, maybe like from a different area?
Like an artist or
artist or producer.
Not really, I've had sessions where it's been like, it's been a bad vibe. Actually, I have, it was only one session, but it was just like years ago. I had a session where my phone got taken. Well, obviously I got it back, but at the point in time they took my phone and I had to get it back. But yeah, that's about it. Nothing else, to be honest. Nothing else important.
What about like being in the studio, like, with someone, and you guys, like, maybe didn't click, like, working together, but you guys have to do it because it's work?
Ooh. Nah, I haven't. I've never had that. I feel like it's either you go in there and they feel the vibe, or you go in there and they're not feeling it, so they don't wanna work with you. But you see, with artists, you gotta take time with them, because so much people are trying to like interact with them that it's easy for them to think that you're just another person trying to do this or do that. So sometimes you just gotta like lock in with an artist and just relax. Like, there's a lot of artists that I like work with now that sometimes, like, when I get to know them first, I don't go say, oh yeah, let's get in a session. I'll literally just ask them, let's go chill or something. Or if I'm on that level with them, I'll be like, yeah, let's go chill, let's go have a drink or something, or like, I don't know, if you come to the even if you go come studio just to play video games or whatnot, like, just come and vibe out first, then make the music. It's easier for you to vibe out then make the music than just come and then just make music straight away, because then you're gonna be like, okay, so what we're doing now, when you could have just been chilling and he could have just been like, alright, cool, let's make a tune. Then you would have been like, alright, cool, let's do it. From there, it's all about the vibe. And people like producers need to understand not everybody's gonna like your beats or gonna like you as a person,
Yeah.
because everybody's a person.
Yeah.
Like as much as you have beats and you're known for your beats, there's always a person behind the beats. And if the artist don't like the person behind the beats, then that's just how it is, isn't it? And you just have to take it from there.
Yeah.
But not every artist you have to work with. Like you don't have to work with every single artist.
Yeah.
So you work with people who like your craft and enjoy working with you. That makes more sense, because that makes better music than someone you really forcing to work with someone that you don't really want to work with.
Yeah.
It don't make sense. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So
So like, do you feel like more comfortable like producing the beat yourself or producing the beat in the moment, like with the artist?
producing the beat with the artist, because then you can always have like a canvas where they can add as well, so they feel like they're involved in the process. Because you can do a thing. There's a lot of artists though. It depends on, that's what I'm saying. It all depends on the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that's the issue with a lot of times, when if you go into a session with someone and they don't know you like that, and they're not trying, and you haven't vibed with them first, because they're always just gonna say to you, "Oh, just play some beats."
Yeah.
They're not really gonna tell you, "Oh, I got this in mind," or I think I got like something we can reference or
Yeah.
something like that. So it's like that whole vibing thing. That's all taken into account in
Yeah.
that moment as well. But I would say, yeah, I prefer making beats with the artist, so then we can lock down exactly what they want. Because artists like, they're like producers as well. Even how I said, you know how I'll be like, oh, I'll find a better beat and tell them to change it.
Mm-hmm.
They could find a better beat to my beat by themselves, and then it's not like they change the beat. They'll just put the lyrics on a new beat.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's hit
Okay.
and miss. Just because you make a song with someone don't mean that that song's final. However, if you make a song with someone and vibe out with them, and even though if they don't drop that song, they might just come back to you just because the way you worked with them.
Yeah. Who what with what artist like did you enjoy more working, like, like in your career, like that you was there just making the beat with the artist and the vibe was so cool, like, I don't know.
I'm trying to think, I think, yeah. Even though some guy called Oblidet,
Okay.
he's a Russian artist.
Okay.
He's a big Russian artist. Even though there was a language barrier,
Yeah.
it was a very good session. He even wanted to come back again, because it was me and 12 other producers.
He came here.
Yeah, he came here. It was me, Gotcha, and Ghosty.
Mm-hmm.
So he came down here and we did a session. The first session we didn't get much done because there was a lot of issues with like the studio that we're working in.
Okay.
So we managed to change it. And then once we changed the studio, we was like, alright, cool. The next time we do it, it's just gonna be here again. And he was like, yeah, I'm here until a certain date. So we do it again. Even though there was a language barrier, it was easier to work with him. It was so easy to work with him. He obviously had his a cameraman with him, but the
Okay.
cameraman lives here, but he also
Okay.
he speaks Russian.
Okay.
So it was way more easier because obviously,
You could like communicate with the
Yeah,
camera and
yeah, communicate. And it's not like everything we were saying he didn't understand. Like if we would talk, he would understand, but wouldn't the response.
yeah.
So it was easier. But yeah, he was very good to work with. Was a good vibe. We had footage. A lot of the footage that we did is on his. He made like an album. It's kind of like an album documentary, I would say,
Okay.
like of him just making the album.
Mm-hmm.
Because we ended up having a song on his album, so he just recorded every like time he recorded in studio. So he done it in Russia, he done it in the UK with other artists that he was working with. So we just got like a lot of footage and stuff. So
Okay.
that was really good. That's the first time I've like done something like that, because a lot of artists in the UK like they wouldn't do stuff like that, or I don't know if they'll be open to, but they'll do similar stuff like that. Who else do I like working with? I like working with all the Brum guys,
Cool.
and like Tugs and Mwu. They're part of like TPM, so they're part of like like Millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of his like little
Okay.
group and stuff. But they're always good to work with. They're always good vibes, and I like their vibes still.
Okay.
It's always good still. Yeah.
Um. Do you feel like obviously, like in America, a producer like gets proper paid. You know, like, do you feel like here, like producers get paid what they deserve?
No, but that's because of the economy in the industry. Our industry, music industry, isn't as big as the American industry. And at the same time, you got to remember, Americans have so much stuff to pay for outside of just living.
Yeah.
Like, they break a bone, they have to pay for that. If they do this, they have to pay for that. They have to pay for this. They have to pay to go to the doctors, stuff like that. So I feel like the amount they get paid is justified
Yeah.
based on the way America is. Because you're more than likely to get injured and something to happen to you in America in like specific places than here. And they have to. It's like you have to take in account of that of just living. So,
Yeah, but I feel like I see artists like, you know what I mean, flossing money everywhere, and they
yeah.
get paid like,
If we're talking about from the labels, I would say yeah, they get paid more. Yes, they do. However, in account of one factor of that is their economy and their music. Because you got to remember, American music doesn't just go to America.
mhm,
Every state has its own ecosystem. So like you got Atlanta, you got like obviously you got as a whole Florida.
yeah,
Then you got New York.
yeah,
Then you got
yeah. They
you
all
got
got
some
their own sound
yeah.
and their own. Yeah.
So they can get a lot of views in their own area. But then if that song goes off, that song's gonna spread the whole country, and more than likely it's gonna spread internationally. Because once you get a hit song in America, more than likely or not, it's gonna spread to Europe. However, if we get a hit song here, it will spread to Europe, but it won't spread internationally, like
Okay.
significantly, the way how the US would. Because you can see like that, you can literally see it in the last 3 years with drill, the influence that Pop Smoke had
Yeah.
on the whole world, let alone just the UK. Do you get me? He spreaded the drill sound internationally. Now we got people in Ghana doing drill.
Yeah.
Got people in Italy doing drill, stuff
In
like
Spain,
that.
everywhere.
Do you get me? So
Yeah.
it's like America. I always say it. America's always seen as like the big cousin, and whatever they do, people gonna follow doing it. Because when you go to places like Africa and stuff, who they look up to?
Yeah,
America.
American. Yeah.
When I'm in Jamaica, who they look up to? They look up to America. They also look up to UK, but they more look up to America
yeah.
as well. Like wherever you go, that's where everyone's looking at what they're doing.
So then maybe like kind of like the solution is like push more like to America, like basically collaborate with producers from America or even from around the world. It doesn't have to be America.
Yeah, around the world. I feel like a lot of people sleep on international markets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say there is another artist I like working with. He's called oh no, there's three of them. There's a couple of them. Blacker, Klaz, and Vic Nine. They're all part of like each other's. They're all like in a group, kind of, but they're from like Rotterdam.
Okay.
But they have their music scene there is big. They recently I think they went gold in their album. So like they're going gold with drill, especially in their own country and stuff like that. And people like them, they because they have their own market, they're just allowed to do what they do. You get me?
Yeah.
And there's certain markets that only listen to their own music. You see how every country will listen to US music. There's certain countries that only listen to their own music.
Yeah.
Like they might still listen to US music, but more time you don't see American music hitting their charts like high.
Yeah.
Like for example, France.
Yeah.
France's music scene is crazy.
It's crazy.
And people don't know about it.
I love it.
You get me? The French scene is crazy.
Yeah.
And they're getting a lot of money, they're getting a lot of views. But because it's only French only, I remember you got French speaking countries.
Yeah.
I swear Sierra Leone. Wait, is it Sierra Leone? Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Congo is French speaking?
Yes, Congo. I think
Canada.
Yeah.
To get me, there's so much French speaking places that their music can hit different countries instantly because there's no language barrier for a lot of countries with France. Everyone knows French. You even get taught French here, so you might learn a 1-2 word here and there. So it all depends on the market. But I do feel like we don't get shown enough love here, but that's because we're early in our stages of the music industry. I feel like as let's say if we're talking about like an urban genre, like something like drill or grime, it's a predominantly black genre. Then you got pop music. Pop music is the definition of pop music is just popular music.
Yeah, popular. Yeah.
So for these music, drill music is now popular music, but before it wasn't popular music. And as it's just being outed as popular music, people outside of the typical songs that are pop music are now listening to drill.
Yeah.
So, but it needs to expand way more so that it can have its own complete genre. So that it's better, because you can see, for example, you see in America, they have like the country charts, the hip hop charts, stuff like that. We don't have hip hop charts. We just have the charts, and whoever hits on the charts just hits on the charts.
That's true.
Do you get me? So there's a lot of people in America. They're country artists. They get high amount of views, money, sales, and streams, but we don't see it because we're looking at the hip hop charts. We're not listening. We're not looking at
like overall, like
overall. Do you get me? So I feel like if we start to like let's say the official charts, they separate and they make like a hip hop charts, top 40 hip hop, top 40 urban, or top 40 drill, then you'll start to see more what actually people are actually doing in drill and stuff, and it will start bringing more success with it. Because if you think about it, grime's only been like, well, it's definitely over 10 years, 15 years, but it's like for that long, it's not as grown as the American hip hop industry that's been there for years and years and years now. So
yeah, I think that changed a lot. Like when I came like to UK, there was like these music channels, and they were doing things like that, like rankings, no?
Yeah.
So that would be I know what you mean.
But those rankings, that's what I'm saying. Even though they was doing those rankings weren't official. Those were just their ranking. It weren't really, this person hit on this number with this chart in place. So, but I think we should be able to do it over time.
Yeah. I feel like that would be a good push also. Yeah. So what do you think is the best song that you made so far?
I think it's "Notice Me" by 2-3 and Northside Benji.
Okay, yeah, I hear that song.
Yeah, I feel like that's actually, yeah, I would say it is. Actually, is it my best song? Yeah, it is still, because do you know what I see the best song as? I see the best song as something that anyone can play at any time.
Yeah.
You could be happy, you could be sad, you could be anything, and you can play the song. And I feel like that song, you can play that song anytime. So I would feel like, that's my favorite.
Who would you like to collaborate, like in the future, like
artist-wise,
artists, producers? Let's say producers.
Yeah.
Like who do you think, like here in the UK, like is out there and you would like to work with that person? Like, do you feel like, right, one day I would love to, like?
The Gorillas.
Okay.
Yeah. They're my favorite. I really like them. I like them because firstly, obviously the videos draw you to them, because you don't know who they are. They just got their videos and it's crazy. Them videos are crazy. Then you got the music that comes with it. I would say, those people. If I said I worked with them, I'd be like, my mission's done.
I met the guitarist. Yeah, I met him. Yeah, I like Gorillaz too. You know, I just don't listen just to hip hop or R&B. I like music. I like what is a good record. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay.
I would say, that person. Who else? I said that person, but Gorillas. Yeah.
The group. Yeah.
The group. Who else? Disclosure. Do you know Disclosure?
What
they how do I define it? They do like house and like garage vibes, but like they're really good at what they do.
Okay.
And they had like a lot of collaborations with a lot of artists with their debut album. So they had like Sam. I don't know if you know a song called Latch with Sam Smith.
Or maybe I heard the song, but
yeah, they made that. They're more like they're more like producers though, but they basically they make the beat, then they get the artist the vocal in it, and then they'll switch up the beat after, change it up, everything. So they're basically making the whole song basically. Then they're just getting vocals.
Yeah.
So that's what they do. But I would like to work with them because that's just a completely different genre.
You see, like when you produce, like what would you like to get to know better, like for you as a producer?
As a producer,
Yeah.
ooh, I'm always interested in like composing. So I would like to get better at just composing stuff like
Arrangement.
arrangement. I think my arrangements are well, yeah. I've heard my arrangements is good because I've been told by people and lecturers. Because I just finished my degree in music.
In university.
Yeah, university.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you.
I'm still fighting.
Yeah, I'm still trying to. Yeah, it's very stressful. So
Yeah, it is.
I would say my arrangements are good, but I would say my composing, I would like to get better at like playing the piano.
More sonics, no?
Yeah. I would like to get better at like just knowing fast keys and like catchy melodies, because a lot of these songs, like, they're very catchy melodies and stuff like that, and sometimes you get stuff in your head and then you forget it.
Yeah.
Like even when I was here getting ready, I was getting ready to come here, I had a melody in my head when I was in the shower, and I was gonna voice note it in my phone. I forgot. Stuff like that. But obviously if I knew like how
so
to play
what
the piano,
can you like just like have like a little melody and be like and start making it? Oh, that's sick, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just be daydreaming or something, and then I'll hear a melody in my head, and I'll be like, "Oh no, this sounds good. I need to remember it." What my friend does, he basically, if he remembers that, actually, not if he remembers it, while he's thinking of it, he will voice note himself and hum it out to himself. Then after, if he gets home or something, then he'll just play it out.
Wow. So how do you know it's like you composing that melody like with the right instrument? Like for example, like you just have like a sound in your head, but how do you know what instrument, like when you're making the beat?
My rule of thumb is, whenever in doubt, just use the piano.
Yeah.
If you don't know what instrument it is, just use the piano, and if it's good in sounding in piano, then you can switch up if you want. You can even separate parts of it and then use different instruments for it. But as long as you got the basis in piano, you'll know that it's in key, and you'll know what progression it is. So then from there, if you want to change the sound design of it, then you can. So I'd think, whenever in doubt, use the piano.
All right. So what do you like? What's your best thing, like making the melody or drums? What do you enjoy more?
I enjoy the drums. I enjoy drums, but I enjoy a lot making melodies. It's like one of those things that you see when you make drums, you want to make the drums as best as you can, and then when you make a melody, you want to make a melody as best as you can without adding any drums at all. So you'll add like extra things. You might add different instruments. The arrangement might be different. The basses that you might use would be different. So it all just depends on how I'm trying to look at something. Let's say like today I made like a couple samples. I went in there saying that I was going to make a sample. So a lot of times when I make my samples, I don't make beats on them.
Okay.
I don't make beats on them. Unless, let's say I'm in a session and I'm making a beat for an artist, I'll make the melody, then put drums on it. But if I'm just making melodies, I won't touch it.
Okay. Yeah, because you it will be just a loop, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just make it like that, and then I'll add stuff into it. But I'd like to say, I like doing drums, but when I'm doing my melody stuff, I like adding extra things and stuff like that.
Okay. So what advice would you give like to upcoming producers, like when it comes to like record deals and things like that?
I would say number one, get a lawyer. Number two, have a team around you that you can trust, because you don't want a team where they're trying to like rush you to be in a deal when you might not want to be in a deal. Number three, nowadays you don't really have to have a deal. You don't really have to have a deal. I feel like there's a lot of producers out here that are financially stable from like multiple incomes for stuff like YouTube, beat stars, people buying beats off of them and just having their royalties where they're able to make a lot of money and stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot of producers out here that probably make more money than people that actually get deals. So it's really up to you on what lane you want to take it.
Yeah, because you don't have to share it, no? With
you don't have to share with the label. If you're making money on YouTube and you're making X amount of money, then you're getting your royalties from songs that are actually coming out, and it's by the label, and the label's paid you, and you're getting royalties as well. You really and truly, if they offer you a deal, you can really truly say, why do I have to sign it? Because really and truly, why do you have to sign anything anyway?
Yeah.
Like, really and truly, it's a that's the only thing that like I feel like you see with labels and stuff. Sometimes they know like there's a financial need in the industry. Like they need music, they need the new music with all the top sales and everything. We need the money to actually live and to continue making it.
Yeah.
So that's where the label meets halfway with the person, and also the services that the label might have compared to the services that the producer has by himself, or she has by himself. So it also depends on like what you're trying to get out of it. Because let's say I sign a deal today, and I sign a deal for X amount, and let's say I make more than I've signed the deal for. I must have signed the deal for what they're doing for me rather than what they're giving to me.
Yeah.
Then it's like
so that's the trick, innit?
Yeah.
Basically, like you sign the deal, and it's like what they pay you, but in a way they like no, it's like what they spend for you.
Yeah.
But you don't get like the right like
The royalties.
Yeah.
Completely 100%. So yeah, it also depends. Do you know what it is with producers though? Everybody's on this money conversation, and at the same time, just because you've gotten an offer before X amount and then you said no, you want this amount, don't mean that you deserve that amount, because a lot of people's bellies are bigger than their mouths. You could ask, let's say you ask a label now for 300k. What makes you think you're gonna get 300k if you've never had a song that's gone silver?
Yeah.
Or even a song that's even gone on the charts? What makes you think you can even ask for that amount? Like, you must be delusional, to even ask for that amount. And I've seen a lot of people, they'll be like, I won't budge for this deal, or won't budge for this deal. But people need to remember, they're giving you that amount and you have to recoup in a certain amount of years.
Yeah.
So let's say, you are a person and you've never gone silver, you've never been on the charts at all, you ain't even been on the top 100, but you've asked for 300k and they've given you 300k, and you don't have any songs to your name that's going to even help recoup that. You basically just owe them money. They basically trapped you, and you just asked them to trap you because you asked for 300k.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you got to think about what's best for you, and you got to be sensible. Like, if you see money, don't get star eyes.
Yeah.
Because money comes and goes.
Yeah.
Like, 300k, is 300k, but if you divide that by 10 years, that's just 30k a year.
Yeah.
A year, but then you won't be in your deal for 10 years.
Yeah.
You'll be in your deal for 3 years.
Yeah.
So that means you have to divide that by 3 years, and you have to recoup that. And remember, you're not recouping. A lot of times, let's say you're signing a deal, you're not recouping 300k, you're recouping like 1.6 million.
Yeah.
Because they're doing it based off on the songs that you're gonna that will be done and stuff like that, and then they're gonna get their percentage from it before you even get yours. So a lot of times your recoup is way larger than the amount you've even owed them.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna pay it back if you owe them, if you've taken out 300k and they've given it to you, but then you owe them in recoupment like 1.6 million or like at least 1 million in recoupment? What can you really do? You can't.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a trap.
It is a trap, definitely.
Yeah.
But I bet they suffering like right now the record labels because people is like starting to get like more intelligent about it. When it comes to like signing deals and things like that.
I don't feel like I don't really feel like they're taking an L. Do you know what it is? You see, the music industry is just different now. You see before how like you'd have an artist, yeah, and then like they would like develop the artist, and then even if they don't develop the artist, they'll sign the artist and just put them on the shelf. Nowadays, labels, they don't want artists that are developing. They want artists that are there and that are ready to go, and they got this single, and if they put the single under like, let's say, Warner or Universal, that song's ready to go. We got the marketing done, and then it hits like top 10. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for somebody because you could, they're not looking for that because really and truly, you got a lot of artists that hit the charts and they're independent.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So it's like people are doing things for themselves now.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to go through the label route, they want you the finished product.
Yeah.
They want the finished product, and I feel like that's the problem with the UK and other places now. A lot of times artists expect labels to sign them on X amount, but you ain't developed yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much artists in the UK that they haven't developed themselves completely to be a complete artist. They're just an artist in their bracket, but they're not a complete artist. Where they now they can start making moves and stuff like that, and they ask for a lot of stuff. They'll be asking for this, asking for that, but you're not serious when you're in studio. You've gone studio, yeah. You can make a song if you want to, but do you really want to make that song though?
Yeah,
because it's always up to the person.
You're just gonna be a slave.
Yeah. I feel like in the industry there's a lot of lazy people. Even though I would say yeah, lazy, but it's lazy to an extent. You ever see someone that in school they're lazy, but they get top grades?
Well, they get
yeah, they're lazy. But when but at a certain stage, you're gonna have an exam that's gonna throw you out the water, and you're gonna fail.
Yeah,
you can't always keep on doing that.
Yeah,
do you get me? You can't always keep on doing that, and I feel like that's the problem with a lot of the artists in the UK. They wanna do this and do that with bare minimum effort, and then if the results do come, but at a later stage when it's time to actually prove themselves at every angle, they don't work out. They don't work out.
Yeah. So who is your favorite producer like?
My favorite producer right now is probably
or let's say like top 3.
Top 3. Who? This is very hard,
Or top 5. Let's just
top 5 maybe. Cool. My favorite now, number 1 is Disclosure. Number 2 Metro. Metro. Number 3 UK producer. I enjoy a lot of Quincy's work.
Quincy, tell him, no?
Yeah, Quincy. 4. Oh, there's so much people. I have to choose one. I'm gonna choose it based on sectors. Cool. I said Disclosure.
Metro.
Metro for the trap. Disclosure for that genre. Quincy for the UK. And I would like to say they're a group though. It's Hyperpop JP.
Okay.
So that they do a lot of stuff, like they do a lot of the hyperpop stuff. So like the stuff with like Uzi and like Carti, the new Carti stuff.
Okay.
And stuff like that, and that whole realm of stuff like that, because that's basically like the new trap kind of, with like EDM elements and trap together. So I would say those, if we're like separating each.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say those people.
All right. So what producer do you feel make like a difference in the hip hop or rap industry, or even drill?
Oh, what producers I feel makes an impact the most?
Let's say here in UK, like what producer do you feel like makes a big impact? Like
combination. Cool. we got 808 Mellow for what he done in the US, and then he brought it back here, and then that changed the landscape. It even changed the sound in terms of like the way people make their beats or how they make their beats. Because now we got basically people that say there's US drill beats, like the New York drill beats.
Yeah.
But that's basically UK drill beats. But obviously they've just coined that term. So I would say Mellow with that. Then we got in drill, we got Gotcha, who basically he's basically done it twice again with Russ, basically just cementing himself in like the popular drill genre.
Yeah.
So like they've taken over now in that type of terms of like
He go to the charts.
yeah, charts #1 3 weeks in a row, and it's probably still gonna be in the top 10 for a number of weeks anyway. So that's just groundbreaking in itself. And then obviously so yeah, Mellow, Gotcha, and I would say I would have to mention them as a whole, but like cool, the whole like 2017 era of drill with like MK and M1.
Yeah.
Like that era, that basically set up everything. That set up in that time for then it to go over, and then when it went to US, it changed, and now we got the popular drill. So that it was kind of like in its own stages. So those like had the most impact, I would say. Those people. There's other people that had an impact. For example, obviously you got Gotti with the first ever platinum drill song with the Man's Not Hot. Do you get me? I feel like that helped the culture, but because it wasn't like a through and through drill song.
Yeah, it was like more like it was drill, like but like commercial, like at the same time.
Yeah. Because obviously it was comedy as well, innit?
Yeah.
It was comedy as well. So so him and Mazza, they definitely made an impact with that to prove that it couldn't be done. But I feel like the rest of them, they done it where with the music like solid, like no gimmicks or no like comedy or anything. It was just straight music. Do you get me? So I would say
Okay.
those people.
I don't know anything else. There's anything like that you wanna, I don't know, share with us, like maybe a future, like a future plan or a future, I don't know, something that is coming up or something. I don't know.
I would just say I got a lot of things coming soon. I'm working with a lot of trap artists right now. So shout out to people that I'm working with and I'm looking to work with. I'm looking to work with more people that I know. Like there's a trap artist called Feeks. He's hard. He does like that proper authentic trap. So when I was saying like
Before like all of the
he
Gucci
does
and
that
okay.
proper trap genre. We also got someone that I'm in good contact with all the time, Skywater. He's also a trap artist, but he does a lot of other genres like stuff like country and stuff like that, and stuff like that. He's it's actually he's an artist, that he's like known by a lot of people, but he doesn't have the coverage of like a big like a big UK artist.
Okay.
So like he's worked with the likes of like Lil Nas X and stuff like that, and he's from Nottingham.
Okay.
But if a lot of people, when I show him as an artist, they're always saying they thought he was American, but he's not. But he works with a lot of US artists. He had a song on his tape come out. His tape came out a couple weeks ago. Happy Hour. He had a song with Lil Keed on there.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So he's I'd say he's one of the next up in terms of like trap, because if he doesn't pop off here, he's definitely popping off in America.
Yeah.
And they already know about him in America anyway.
Yeah.
So I think he's signed in America as well.
Okay.
Already, yeah. So he really just does his thing. So I was like, yep. Shout out him. I got a lot of stuff coming with my group as well, Serafino.
You got a group.
Yeah.
But like music, like
it's like I don't want to say it's a group. It's like a collective, innit? So we just do our thing, innit? So it's like we got Baby Kashi. He's a producer as well. He's really good with the samples and the loops. Like everybody's been fucking with him with that. Then we got Arm 4, obviously. Everybody knows about Arm 4. The name speaks for itself now. He works solely with Unknown T. And then obviously we got me. And it's something that we've been working with for a while and stuff. and we're just taking it slow in terms of just
building up
building up stuff as well. Because I've have had a lot of requests like for people to be like, oh, like, what do we need to do to be Serafino or stuff like that. But it's like, it's really and truly, I'm the type of person, I think you've already seen it, I like to plan things out, innit? So it's like, I would like everybody to have everything set up in the team already, to rather have just people get added in, because then I can't focus on people.
Yeah.
And it don't make sense if I can't focus on you. So it's like, I would like to set up everything first and get everything like going, and once everything's going off, like, then we'll make some more space to add more people into it, and where it can be possible. But most time I'm looking for producers, but not really producers. I'm trying to look for people like outside, so like marketers, people that do like digital marketing, people do like artwork, people do like fashion and stuff. I'm really into fashion right now, so
Okay. So what you wanna change your image, like? Or
I wouldn't say I want to change my image, but I just wanna I wanna make myself stand out in terms of like what I'm doing and how I do it, but I feel like I already do that anyway as a person. So it's just that
you just like to add that, little spice.
Yeah, that little touch. So I feel like I'll just wanna add to more things than rather just the production side, because in music we always think about the production side, but we don't think about everything that's outside of it. That's how people get to know you about like certain aesthetics and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I said, it's like branding. You can do your beats, but then you got the fashion world, like, brands sending you things, you wearing them, they promote you, you promote them, you like, it's a whole business,
It's a whole business. And I feel like the person that done it like perfectly, that I can take an example from, is probably like ASAP Rocky and Tyler the Creator first. Obviously I would say now Carti, but at first it was Tyler the Creator and ASAP Rocky, because ASAP Rocky and Tyler the Creator, all they used to wear was Supreme.
Yeah.
Supreme, Bape, stuff like that. So it's like they stylized themselves as those type of like fashion people.
Well, then Skepta also, no?
Yeah, Skepta for UK, 100%. Yeah, Skepta. Because even the stuff that he was wearing, I remember he was wearing like a bomber jacket, but it was a full tracksuit over like a bomber jacket. I would say Skepta. There's a lot of influence that Skepta has that no one talks about, especially in the US. I feel like Skepta influences people internationally.
Yeah.
That people don't understand about like his influence.
Yeah.
Then we got people coming out that have that similar influence. So we got like Lancey Foe. He's got really like a that fashion style aesthetic. And then he's got the music that comes with it. And I feel like that's a different angle when you're doing music.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the fashion world and you're doing the music as well, it goes hand in hand.
Yes.
Even though people don't understand, like,
definitely, like we used to see back in the days, like Lil Kim with Versace, like things like that. Yeah. So
and that's why I always say Pharrell's a genius still, because you see Pharrell, he made
Bape,
Billion Boys Club. That was his business with the Bape guy. So he made Billionaire Boys Club, and then from there he took it over, and then obviously he sold it and then he bought it back again. But even that era of Billionaire's Boy Club, you wouldn't have known like significantly that this is Pharrell's brand. But he was just wearing it, so everybody else wanted to wear it, but they didn't know it was his. Then even Bape, like I saw the documentary about the guy that made Bape. His name is Nigo. But yeah, the way he took over and stuff with like fashion, he used to be a DJ. So he incorporated the fashion stuff with him and his DJing, and he managed to get like in contact with a lot of artists, and that's how he got in contact with Pharrell, because they made their first Bape store in New York, and people were rocking a lot of Bape. So I feel like music and that's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's all the culture.
Yeah.
Because the clothes, the stuff we wear,
like to be looking good. So it goes. Yeah, it's true.
It goes well with it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's nice to hear. And okay, so we kind of like go to the end of the interview, and would you like to share your socials with us?
Okay, you can always find me on Instagram at AVtheproducer, Twitter the same, AVtheproducer, YouTube the same, AVtheproducer. That's the main ones that I'm on, to be honest.
You still in Clubhouse?
No, I'm not in Clubhouse no more. I'm sorry. Clubhouse, listen, I had to call it a day.
I know.
Because you know what the problem with Clubhouse I established? I had Clubhouse when I had COVID.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get out of my room and I couldn't get out of the house. Then I realized out of everything that I've done on Clubhouse and I've made a lot of connections, I actually put it to use when I was able to go outside.
Yeah.
There's still people saying they're going to do certain things and they're still on Clubhouse to this day and they
Yeah.
haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talkers on Clubhouse, but there's not enough doers.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah, they will say they're going to do something, but then you don't see them do it or it doesn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I would say Clubhouse it's a good place to meet people and network and stuff. But if you're not willing to execute it, there's no point you being on there because you're just going to be talking for the sake of talking.
Yeah.
Basically. So
I like it when Just Blaze. Just Blaze has like a little thing where he let people play their beats. You know, I saw some guy from UK. His name is Sphero, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he was playing the beats there, the drill that he was representing. You know, because everybody was American.
Okay.
And I think it was like every night or every 2 days or something like that. I'll be in my bed and I'm listening and I'm vibing, you know.
Yeah.
So that one with Just Blaze was good. I actually enjoy.
Yeah, no, the things that people do on there are good. Like I liked when we had the producer podcast on there. It was good and stuff. But yeah, I feel like it gets to a stage where you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it at this stage. Yeah.
Definitely.
So. Yeah.
Okay. So Avi, thanks for coming.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing your experience, your stories, and your knowledge. And yeah, hope to see you soon. And we're looking forward to hear you bringing the trap music back. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. No worries. Thank you.